All right, hey folks, we're gonna do some D&D game design today. We're working on the Color Mana Spell Point Variant Rule update for 2024. We're updating full casting classes to 2024. The Druid subclasses that were not updated for 2024, we are updating for 2024, and implementing the color mana mechanics that we have in the color mana spell point variant rule bundle that we have here that's on DMsGuild. So give me a second here to check my signal, make sure everything's coming through okay. I'm going to have some quick social media posts that I need to do, so I'm going to distract you with my origin story when I do so. So give me a second here just to make sure that the signal's coming through okay. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check, mic check. Check, check. Am I able to get this off of? Check. There we go. Check. Check, check, check. Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Okay, that looks good. All right, cool. And now all I need to do is a couple social media buttons, and then we'll be able to officially get to work. So to distract you while I'm going through that process, let me just say, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish them online. And we're creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition 24. I've been a DM since 1987. I've been a Magic the Gathering enthusiast since 1994. I've been a freelance illustrator since 1999, and I've been creating content on the DMsGuild since 2018. The first book that I published on my own was the Color Mana Spell Point Variant Rules. It was the inspiration for me to actually begin work on the DMsGuild in the first place. When the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica came out in 2016, there wasn't any color mana language, so they took the world of Magic and they filtered it through the 5e game engine of Vancian spell slots and the 8 schools of Magic, and thus became the Ravnica crossover settings for D&D. But they, considering how they acted in 3rd edition, and that this was the real big significant settings change, unique setting that they had created in 5e at the time, I think me and a lot of other people thought we're going to see official language from Wizards of the Coast about how to handle color in the game. And that did not happen. So I was like, well, apparently it's never going to happen, so someone needs to do it, and I've got some ideas. So let's try it out. And by 2018, the testing worked. The game, we built the thing. And it worked. So we built the books, we published them. They're currently online, available for folks to take a look at. Let me go ahead and just wrap up and say that we're updating the rules now for 2024. We built them for 2014. I've been using them since 2018. I ran I've completed 4 campaigns from level 1 to 20 using the 5e game engine. And 3 of them were using the color mana system. So it's a good system. I have some updates to do about it. I do artwork in the morning. I do game design in the evening and the afternoons. If you think today's cool, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications of when we're live in the future. Here's a bunch of books that I've created already, including the color mana books. These all have free previews, so you can flip them over, run through the books, and run a campaign with them. If you think they're cool, consider making a purchase to encourage similar behavior in the future. And true to making everything available, if you click that button there, this Martial Powers playtest doc, it'll pop open the Martial Powers playtest doc, where we're consolidating all of the mana information for 2024 publications. So this has all 13 classes with the alternate magic system, the Martial Powers system that uses the same mana system that the full casters do in the color magic paradigm. So now all 13 classes have the same unified mana system, so that when you multi-class characters, you're utilizing all those same mechanics together, and it better expresses your character as a color magic character, because you can use the color pie philosophies to build your alignment, and then from there you can devote your mana pool to align with your color philosophies. If you're a Gruul enthusiast, then you'll take red-green as your philosophies of aggression, might makes right, emotional appeal, and instinctive activities, and then couple that with devoting all of your spell points or power points to red and green mana to trigger different spell and power effects. You can have a 13 level character. If you're going deep Gruul, maybe you'll go like Barbarian Sorcerer, or that'd be a really cool blend. Or you could go Gruul, a Gruul devoted Warlock whose patron is the Gruul clan. There's a lot of different ways you can spin it, but the depth of flavor is as far as the depth of mechanics go as deep as you want with the flavor of your character to reinforce as a ludonarrative that the game mechanics will reinforce the type of philosophy that you guide your character by, whether positive or negative, for or against the rest of the team as either a character or an NPC. There is no limit to how deep you can go with color magic philosophy or for the mechanics that can reinforce it. So that's what we're doing. So you can open this document up and you can play all of these classes from level 1 to 20. We've already play tested these multiple times in level 1 to 20 campaigns. The stuff is good. I'm going to grab this document here down on page 145 is where the Forsaken Druid circles began. These are the subclasses that did not get translated from 2014 into the 2024 Player's Handbook. They may someday, maybe, see a new book from Wizards. They might be released as a flavor packet, like a PDF or like a download thing from D&D for maybe like $5 on D&D Beyond. Who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? So we're building out all of these using the color philosophy system that we developed. And if you want to know more about the color philosophy system, there's a lot of videos. Last session that we had on Thursday last week, I did a 1 hour dive into the core mechanics that makes the color mana system work in the 5e game engine. And you are definitely encouraged to check that out. So, and then we finished Circle of Dreams. And so the next one that's on our list is going to be the Circle of Spores. And we have the Circle of Spores lined up right here. So we're just going to drag and drop Chill Touch. We're just going to grab and drop a bunch of stuff. Hold on. I'm going to crack open the 2024 Color Magic Spell List. That should hopefully pop open for us at some point. That should trigger sometime soon. And while we wait for that to trigger, blindness, deafness. Gentle Repose. That'll trigger it. There it is. What else do we want? We got Gentle Repose, Blindness, Deafness. Those are second level. Let's check in here real quick just to make sure that's true. There it is, Gentle Repose, Blindness, Deafness. We have Chill Touch, which comes in as a cantrip. No, it's... Chill Touch is a cantrip, right? Jesus Christ. Yeah, you deserve another spell, dude. Hold on. There's nothing going on in Spore Druids that's so powerful that it doesn't get to have all the spells. Toll the Dead. Let's remind ourselves what Toll the Dead is all about. D&D Beyond. I don't remember why it's called Toll the Dead, so maybe there's a deep flavor root here. Cantrip. Point at a creature. A single chime of a Dolorous Bell is audible within 10 feet of the target. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or take necrotic damage. If it's missing of its hit points, instead it takes D12. That could be okay. We could do that. Let's see if there's something that's a little more apropos. Create, cure, detect, disguise, dissonant, divine, ensnare, exped, feather, find, fog, grease, guide, heal, hero, hex, identify, long stride, jump. Let's see. Shield of Faith, Thunderwave, Unseen Servant, Wrathful Smite, Tensors, Witch Bolt. Yeah, none of this is jumping out at me as more dead stuff. So let's float down here. Let's remind ourselves, what does Gentle Repose do versus Spare the Dying? Gentle Repose, 2nd level spell. I suspect we're going to pick up Spare the Dying. You touch a corpse or other remains for the duration. The target is protected from decay and can't become undead. The spell can also effectively extends the time limit of raising the character. Okay, cool. And then Spare the Dying. Spare the Dying. Let's remind ourselves what this does. 2024. Choose a creature within that has 0 hit points that isn't dead. Becomes stable. Yeah, let's just do that. Spores. Let's take a look at spores again real quick, just to see if there's anything out there that we're missing that's spore related. Spory something. Sporious. Sporadic. Sporticulture. Spore, cloud, burrs, spore. Any spore type stuff. Fog cloud might not be horrible. Spory, spore. Yeah, okay. I think Fog Cloud could be a winner. Yeah. Let's do that. Cool. And then fifth is Animate Dead, Gaseous Form. Seven is Blight and Confusion. Cloud, Kill, Contagion. All right, so what's all the cool bits? Halo of Spores. And what we do is we grab a blank blank notepad, cutty pasty, and then reword. The flavor text. We're going to have something else down here, which is Symbiotic Entity. And level 6 is Fungal Infestation. Level 10 is Spreading Spores. And lastly is Fungal Body. So, Halo Spores. You are surrounded by invisible necrotic spores that are harmless until you unleash them on a creature. When a creature you can see moves into a space... When a creature moves into a space within 10 feet of you and starts its turn there, when a creature you see enters a space within 10 feet of you or starts its turn there, you can use your reaction to deal D4 necrotic damage to that creature unless it succeeds on the Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC. Necrotic damage increases to D6 at 6, D8 at 10, and D10 at 14. D6 at 6, D8 at 10th. 3, 6, 10, 14. And then when a creature you can see moves into a space, you can use your reaction to deal shit for damage to that creature. D6, 2d6, 2d8, 3d8, and then 3d10. That would be scaling up just as a single, no cost. Yeah, I'm good with that. Actually, I'm good with that. We can just leave that be. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see. Symbiotic entity. Let's see how we do with this. This should be a wild shape feature. Let's see if that proves to be true. You gain the ability to channel magic into your spores. As an action, you can expend... Ah, there we go. Perfect. As a bonus action, you can expend a use of your wild shape feature to awaken. As a bonus action, you can expend a use of your wild shape feature to awaken magical spores. While this feature is active, you gain the following benefits. You can expend a use of your wild shape feature to awaken to what? You melee weapon attack. When you deal your Halo of Spores damage, roll the damage die a second time. These benefits last for 10 minutes until you lose all the temporary hit points or you use your wild shape again. Huh. As a bonus action, to enhance your Halo This can be done in as part of the same bonus action used let's see, to enhance you can do so as part of using your wild shape feature to transform. Thank you, timely timer. I've got a timer going to keep track of time. You can use this. You can do so instead of transforming into a beast form. Or in addition, as a second, expending an additional use of wild shape. In beast form, gaining 4 temporary hit points for each level you have in the druid class, or in addition, into a beast form by expending an additional use of wild shape. As part of using your wild shape, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. And then, while symbiotic entity is active, your halo of spores damage, roll 2 dice instead of 1 when using your halo of spores reaction. In addition, your melee attacks deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to any target period. This effect has the same duration as wild shape and ends early if you hit points are reduced to 0. Or you use period. Or you gain the unconscious. You gain the incapacitated. Or if you are incapacitated. There we go. That covers everything. That should be good. I like that. 6. Fungal infection. Makes them undead, y'all. Let's copy this. Go over here. Copy, paste, remove, drop in. Fungal infection. Your spores gain the ability to infest a corpse and animate it. If a beast or a humanoid that is a small or medium dies within 10 feet of you, you can use your reaction to animate it, causing it to stand up immediately with 1 hit point. The creature uses the zombie stat block in the monster manual. It remains animate for 1 hour, after which time it collapses and dies. In combat, the zombie's turn comes immediately after yours. It obeys your mental commands, and the only action it can take is the attack action, making 1 melee attack. You can use this feature a number of times, equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum once. And you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest, or expend 2 points of mana, no action required. A corpse animated. If a beast remains animated, it remains Yeah. It remains, I'm going to do it like this. It remains under your command. For 1 hour, after which time it collapses and dies. You can choose to maintain concentration to extend this duration for the until your concentration is lost, tapping 1 mana per animated corpse under your command this way up to the max spell level gained as a druid, which is at 19th level a maximum of 10. You use your action to animate it, causing it to stand up immediately with 1 hit point. The creature uses a zombie stat block. It remains under your command for 1 hour, after which time it collapses and dies. You can choose to maintain concentration to extend the duration until your concentration is lost, tapping 1 mana per animated corpse under your command this way up to the max level gained. Up to the max level gained as a druid, period. You can command a number of zombies this way up to the max spell level gained as a druid, and you can choose to maintain concentration to extend this duration until your concentration is lost, tapping 1 mana per animated corpse under your command this way, period. Redundant with the max spell level. And we all already know that the more mana you tap, the higher your concentration score gets from the previous episode where we explained how simplified durations and variant concentration mechanics work. So you can have, at 19th level, you can have 10 zombies under your command. You'll have to tap 10 mana to control them. And while you do, your concentration DC is 20 against damage and saving throws that you have to make. They raise with 1 hit point, but you can spend mana or abilities or whatever it is you have to heal those corpses. You can make them stronger, and as long as you can maintain concentration on them, they will stay around indefinitely. On top of that, you can cast Animate Dead, which will permanently have them under your command, at least for the duration, and if for the persistent duration of they'll last until you finish a long rest. And at the end of the long rest, if you want them to become free-willed, you can release control. Otherwise, you can just leave the mana tapped needed to create them and retain control over them for an additional 24 hours. So you can cast a bunch of Animate Dead spells to get these guys up and running, and then you can use this Fungal Infestation to get up to another 10 on top of it temporarily. Again, by maintaining concentration. I love that. Level 10. That's just a super cool character. I love that. Best zombie master in the world. Spreading spores. Yeah, by far just the best necromancer in the game right now. Yeah, by far just the best necromancer. Gain the ability to seed an area with your deadly spore as a bonus action. As a bonus action, you can expend. You can do so instead of transforming into a beast form, gaining 4 temporary hit points for each level, or in addition, In addition to, and as part, in addition, and as part of the same bonus action to transforming into a beast form by expending an additional comma expending an additional use of wild shape. There you go. Fungal infection, spring spores. As a bonus action, while your symbiotic entity feature is active, you can hurl spores up to 30 feet away, where they swirl in a 10-foot cube for 1 minute. The spores disappear early if you use this feature again. If you dismiss them as a bonus action, or if your symbiotic entity feature is no longer active. Whenever a creature moves into the cube or starts its turn there, that creature takes your Hail of Spores damage unless the creature succeeds on a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC. A creature can take this damage no more than once per turn. When the cube of spore persists, you can't use your Halo of Spores reaction. Huh. Halo Spores, symbiotic entity. Oh, 2 dice instead of 1. Okay. As a bonus action, while your symbiotic entity feature is active, you can hurl spores up to 30 feet away, where they swirl in a 10-foot cube for 1 minute. You can hurl spores at a point up to 30 feet away, where they swirl in a 10-foot area for 1 minute. The spores disappear early if you use this feature again. If you dismiss them as a bonus action, or if your symbiotic entity feature is no longer active. Whenever a creature moves into the cube or starts its turn there, that creature takes your Hail of Spores damage unless the creature succeeds on a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC. A creature can take this damage no more than once per turn. When the cube of spores persists, you can't use your Hail of Spores. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can't use it. Yeah, okay, great. That makes sense. Fungal body. This is all making sense. I like it. Okay, great. That makes sense. Fungal body. This is all making sense. The fungus spores in your body alter you. You can't be blinded, deafened, frightened, or poisoned. And any critical hit against you counts as a normal hit instead, unless you're incapacitated. Wow. That's intense. That's intensely good. All right, this guy's done. I love it. Good as ever. Circle of Spores, man. What a dope druid. 3 spaces between circles. Circle of the Shepherd. So let's go to here. Drop down to the Shepherd. We already did Circle of Land, Circle of the Moon already as 2024 converted classes further up above. Speech of the Wood, Spirit Totem, blah blah. Speech of the Wood. Let's go with Spirit Totem. It's also a third. Mighty Summoner. There. Mighty Summoner. What about 10? Guardian Spirit. Nice. And then 14. Faithful Summons. Let's see. No spell list, huh? Let's go look up at Moon. Snorkel of Spores. Snorkel of the Storm. Snorkel of the Stars. Snorkel of the Moon. Snorkel of the Land. Boy, okay. Okay. Yep, that is the tradition. Okay, so let's check out Shepherd and figure out what spells we get. Let's go through the class features and then we'll figure out what the free spells are. You learn to speak, read, and write. So, whatever. Let's copy paste this fluff piece. You learn to speak, read, and write Sylvan. In addition, beasts can understand your speech, and you gain the ability to decipher their noises and motions. Most beasts lack the intelligence to convey or understand sophisticated concepts, but a friendly beast could relay what it has seen or heard in the recent past. The ability doesn't grant you friendship with the beast, though you can combine this ability with gifts to curry favor with them, as you would with any other non-player character. In addition, you are always under the effect of speak with animals. Too bad, because that'd be a great spell. Liberation, you can comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts. Ritual. Let's do this. Let's actually do it this. Speak with animals. First level, right? Yeah. You learn to speak, read, and write Sylvan. In addition, you can cast Speak with Animals as a ritual without increasing the casting time to do so. There. That's probably the best way to put it. You do have to cast it. You cast it as a ritual, but it's not going to take more than the action that it normally would. I bet Animal Friendship's going to fit in there pretty easily. Let's look at what Spirit Totem does before we get ahead of ourselves. Starting at second level, you can call forth nature spirits to influence the world around you. As a bonus action, you can magically summon an incorporeal spirit to a point you can see within 60 feet of you. The spirit creates an aura in a 30-foot radius around you. Around that point, it counts as neither a creature nor an object, though it has the spectral appearance of the creature it represents. As a bonus action, you can move the spirit up to 60 feet to a point you can see. The spirit persists for 1 minute or until you're incapacitated. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a short or long rest. The effect of the spirit's aura depends on the type of spirit you're summoned with the options below. You can, as a magic action, you can expend a use of wild shape to summon an animal spirit. This right, it counts as neither a blah-de-blah or blah. It counts as neither a creature nor an object, though it has the spectral appearance of the creature it represents. While summoned, that appears at a point within 60 feet that you can see. Though it has a spectral appearance of the creature it represents. And it creates dim light. Emanating an aura emanating a 30-foot aura, period. As a bonus action, you can move the spirit up to 60 feet to a point you can see. The effect of the spirit aura depends on the type of spirit summoned. The spirit remains for the duration, remains until the wild shape, until the use of wild shape ends. Remains for the duration of the wild shape feature or until wild shape is used again. Spirit remains for the duration that it's spent on and ends early if the effect is dispelled, you are incapacitated or use or expend another use of wild shape. Period. Now for the effects. Bear Spirit. Bear Spurt. Hawk Spurt. Unicorn Spurt. Bear Spurt. The Bear Spirit grants you and your allies its might and endurance. Each creature of your choice in the aura when the spirit appears gains temporary hit points equal to 5 plus your druid level. In addition, you and your allies gain advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws while in the aura. Hawk Spirit. The Hawk Spirit is a consummate hunter, aiding you and your allies with its keen sight. When a creature makes an attack roll against a target in the spirit's aura, when you use your reaction to grant advantage, you can use your reaction to grant advantage to that attack roll. In addition, you and your allies have advantage on wisdom perception checks while in the aura. Unicorn. Unicorn Spirit lends its protection to those nearby. You and your allies gain advantage on all ability checks made to detect creatures in the spirit's aura. If you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to any creature inside or outside the aura, each creature of your choice in the aura also regains hit points equal to your druid level. If you expend mana to cast a spell that restores hit points to any creature inside or outside the aura, if you expend mana to cast a spell that restores hit points to any creature inside or outside the aura. Oh, got it. Each creature inside the aura gets hit points equal to your druid. I love that. In the aura. There. I feel it's a little bit better. Cool. I love that. 6. It's really cool. Mighty Summoner, how do you do? Starting at 6th level, beasts and fae that you conjure are more resilient than normal. Any beast or fae summoned or created by a spell that you cast gains the following benefits. Any beast or fae summoned or created by expending mana. The creature appears with more hit points than normal, 2 extra hit die per hit die. And the damage from its natural weapons deal force damage. Natural weapons. The creature's natural weapons deal force damage. Love it. 10. Love it. Guardian Spirit. I'm starting to see a bunch of summons coming up on this spell list. I'm super happy about that. I think we're going to see some cool shit. Don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm seeing it. Beginning at 10th level, your spirit totem safeguards the beasts and fays that you call forth with your magic. When a beast or fey that you summoned or created with a spell ends its turn in your spirit totem aura, that creature regains a number of hit points equal to half your druid level. Yeah, okay. And then finally at 14, I could say gains a number of hit points equal to the max spell level gained as a druid. It's kind of 6 or half dozen, you know? Whoa! Wrong format. There. Starting at 14th level, the nature spirits you commune with protect you when you are the most defenseless. If you are... Let's replace that. And if you are reduced to 0 hit points or incapacitated against, or are incapacitated, you can immediately gain the benefits of conjure animals as if it were cast as a 9th level slot. If it summons 4 beasts of your choice that are challenge rating 2 or below, the conjured beast appears within 20 feet of you. If they receive no commands from you, they protect you from harm and attack your foes. The spell lasts for 1 hour, requiring no concentration. Long rest or expend 5 mana. No action required. We're going to reword this. If you are reduced to 0 hit points or are incapacitated against your will, you can immediately gain the benefits of. You can immediately gain the benefits of. You can immediately. Gain the benefits of any spell listed on the Shepherd bonus spell list. This effect, this benefit remains for 1 hour or until you dismiss it. So let's see what we can load up on the spell list to make this true. Currently have Speak with Animals. Probably don't want to trigger that. Let's see what I think. Friendship would come in handy here, but that might be a 2nd level spell. It is not. So let's go down to Animal Friendship. Perfect. Speak with Animals. Animal Friendship. Calm Emotions is a great spell. Anything else? Enthrall might not be bad. Find Steed. Hell yeah. So fucking perfect. Perfect. This is perfect. Mighty Summoner, Variant, Guardian Spirit, Faithful Summons. If you are reduced to 0 hit points or are incapacitated against your will, you can immediately gain the benefits of the Find Steed spell cast at the maximum spell level gained as a druid. Let's look at the duration of Find Steed. I think it is permanent. Perfect. Cast the maximum level gained as a druid. The beast, the steed, the summoned companion, guards or attempts to carry you to a safe location. And remains until you die or dismiss. Period. There. Super simple. Faithful Summons, Find Steed. What a great solution. Holy shit, I love that. Okay, we got that all locked down. Now all I gotta do is find just critter spells from 3rd, 4th, and 5th level. Let's go. Nah. Conjure animals doesn't mean the same as what it used to mean, but it's on. I think it's on flavor for. It's definitely on flavor. So conjure. I mean, it's very appropriate for what the class feature already has. I'm really into that. Hunger of Hadar isn't horrible. Phantom Steed. Summon Fae. 4th level. Charm Monster ain't bad. And Conjure Woodland Beings. Man, there's a lot of good shit in here. Let's go with Dominate Beast instead. That's sticking with the animal friendship, speak with animals vibe. Thank you, Timely Timer. And 5th level. Let's hope there's some good juicy shit up here. I want Dragon. Yes! Summon Dragon is 5th level. Fucking awesome. Absolutely 100% should be here. But is there something else that we can grab inside of here? I'm just not a fan of the level restrictions that they like. It has to be of the same level. I think it should be of the same level or lower. Although Insect Plague is a hell of a good find. I am not complaining about Insect Plague. Yeah, let's do it. So Dragon. Is there a better option? No, I think this is a really good mix. Holy shit, what a beast! Pardon the pun, you know. Love it. God, this is such a cool class. Such a cool class. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. I feel an urge to update Nature's Ally, the Strix class, multi-class combo that I made for Druid Wizards. To lean into this idea. It's just the Circle of Shepherd just covers that base so nicely. Such a Selesnya thing to do. God, it's so cool. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Good. Okay, Circle of Wildfire. Let's see where this takes us. I'm not breathing enough. I can tell because I'm yawning. I'm going to take a quick. I'm going to refill my water here. And yeah, we'll knock down the wildfire, and then I think we'll get. Looks like we're making really good time today, so we'll be able to start knocking down the cleric too. I'm looking forward to that. Stay here with me, folks. We'll be right there. We'll be right back. All right. We're back. All right. Circle of Wildfire. Let's check this out. I want to get spells. Let's go with Summon Wildfire Spirits. Singular. Enhance Bond. Cauterizing Flames. Blazing Revival. All right, let's check out our spells. See if they're all here. Burning Hands, Cure Wounds. Flaming Sphere. Scorching Ray. Plant Growth Revivify. Okay. Plant Growth Revivify. Oh yeah. Cleansing Fire, Forest and stuff. Aura of Life, Fire Shield. Oh yeah. Cleansing Fire, Forest and stuff. Aura of Life, Fire Shield. 9 is Flame Strike and Mass Cure Wounds. 9 is Flame Strike and Mass. Easy peasy. Summon Wild Spirit. You can summon the Primal Spirit bound to your soul as an action. You can expend one use your wild shape feature to summon your Wildfire Spirit. Rather than assuming a beast form, the spirit appears in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you. Each creature within 10 feet of the spirit other than you, though, and it appears, must succeed a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC or take 2d6 fire damage. The spirit is friendly to you and your companions and obeys your commands. You see the creature's game stats and the Wildfire Spirit stat block, which uses the proficiency bonus in several places. You determine the spirit's appearance. Some spirits take the form of a humanoid figure made of a gnarled branch covered in flame, while others look like beast wraiths of fire, etc. Flame Seed. Fiery Teleportation. In combat, the spirit shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. The only action it takes its turn is a dodge action unless you take blah blah blah. The spirit manifests for 1 hour until it reaches 0 hit points, until you use this feature to summon the spirit again, or until you die. Let's go with copy, paste. As a magic action, you can expend a use of your wild shape feature to summon a wildfire spirit. See stat block in TCE, period. The spirit manifests for the duration of your wild shape feature until it is reduced to 0 hit points, until you use this feature to summon the spirit again, or until you die. It obeys your mental commands, right? Huh. Friendly. It has no words about how you communicate with it, so presumably you don't have to. Fair enough. Enhanced Bond. Let's just keep moving then. That's plenty of a feature for 3rd level. I don't feel that we need to give you anything more juicy than that. So we'll just leave that as is, and now we'll go here. We'll go beep beep, burp, blip blip, blip, burp, bop, burp, bop bop bop, burp bop burp burp burp. Good. Enhances your destructive restoration spells. Whenever you cast a spell that deals fire damage or restores hit points while your wild spirit is summoned, roll a d8 and you gain a bonus equal to the number rolled to 1 damage or healing roll of the spell. In addition, when you gain a spell with a range other than self, the spell can originate from you or your wildfire spirit. I love that. Love it, love it. Good to go. 10, Cauterizing Flame. This is easy. Most of this stuff is pretty good. There's only a few mild swaps around that we need to make for this to be compliant with 2024 or for the color mana system. This is working out really well. Again, the ability to turn death into magical flames that can heal and incinerate when a small or larger creature dies within 30 feet of you or your wildfire spirit, a harmless spectral flame springs forth in the dead creature's space and flickers there for 1 minute. When a creature you can see enters that space, you can use your reaction to extinguish the spectral. You can use your reaction to extinguish the spectral flame there and either heal the creature or deal fire damage to it. The healing or damage equals 2d10 plus your wisdom modifier, minimum of 1. You can also, you can use this reaction a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. You can expend 10th level, so it's first tier. This is third tier, so you can expend. Three mana. Nope. 2 mana to regain 1 use. No action required. When you use this, you can use this reaction a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, equal to your wisdom modifier. And you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. You can expend 2 mana to regain, or you can rest. Comma and you can expend 2 mana to regain 1 use, no action required. Hey, what's up? Hey, Steve, how you doing, my guy? It's good to see you. Cheers. Let me tilt my camera so I'm centered up a little bit better. Stretching my shoulders a little bit. Druid's coming along nicely. Okay, so what's really cool about this is if, let's see, when a small or large creature dies within 30 feet of you or your Wildflower Spirit, a harmless spectral flame springs forth in the dead creature's space and flickers there for 1 minute. When a creature you can see enters that space, you can use a reaction to extinguish the spectral flame and either heal or deal damage to the creature. So you could use your action to shove either an ally or an enemy during your turn into the dead creature's spectral flame. And then ally, regardless enemy or ally, you could trigger either the heal or the harm effect to it. I like how that works. You only have 1 reaction per turn. If you were to multi-class this with like a zone control fighter, that's like say a 5th level fighter, 15 level druid, you can end up using opportunist as a sustained power, and you would be able to have 2 reactions per turn. So you would be able to punt allies from their current space into the flame to heal them during your turn, and then have another healing in your off turn with multi-attack from the fighter to be able to heal allies twice per turn for 2d10 plus wisdom, hit points restored. And you could do so for 2 mana per 2d10 plus wisdom. That's not bad. That's not bad. I like that. Hey, what's up? Long rest pays for it all. You know, it's I have this huge structure from my shoulder up to my neck that's really gummy as a result of having my shoulder dislocated during martial arts. It never healed quite properly, so it locks up a lot. It's I'm finding a lot of old calloused structures inside of my back, like around here, like around my shoulder blade, down my ribs, that all seem to kind of like lock together to try to hold the shoulder up. They never got the message. It's still triggered, so it still thinks it needs to tense up and lock to protect itself. I'm trying to meditate and teach the muscles that there's no threat anymore, and they can let the trauma go, so they don't have to protect the shoulder anymore, so it can release and relax. And in that process, it unlocks a whole bunch of other muscles that are bound up trying to hold on to that tension, which causes the tension in my neck to melt. My sternum and my clavicle will pop around here as a result of it, and then I'll even get hip pops from all that the tension relieving itself. It's an involved process that's only slightly interesting to people, but boy, thanks for asking. I appreciate it. It's very kind. Blazing Revival. I bet this has something to do with if you get reduced to 0 hit points. Never mind, but let's find out for sure, huh? Yep, save you from death. If the spirit is within 120 feet of you when you are reduced to 0 hit points and thereby to 0 hit points, but not killed outright, you can cause the spirit to drop to 0 hit points instead. You then regain half your hit points and immediately rise to your feet. And immediately appear at the location of your Now, once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest or expend 5 mana to regain 1 use. No action required. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, well, that caps off Druid. So that's all done. Congratulations to us, team. Well done. Well done, Phil. Congratulations, Phil. Good job, Phil. Thank you, Phil. Cleric. So we have the full scaffold for the Cleric resolved. It's all here. It's all updated for the color mana system. It's all compliant with color mana and the 2024 mechanics. There are 4 subclasses from the Cleric that got incorporated into the 2024 Player's Handbook. Life Domain, Light Domain, Trickery Domain, War Domain. Obviously, we don't have all the features listed here. I think this is a good opportunity to go ahead and do that. And then we can include the Forsaken Cleric domains. So I'm just going to grab this language here. Cleric. There. Okay, let's see what we're getting into. I haven't looked at this yet. Clerk, let's get into it. Yeah, Thanks, Steve. Yeah, that's my struggle. We all have our aches and pains, and I suspect when you get down to it, relatively, everyone's probably about the same. God damn, there's a lot of domains. Oh, there's a lot of domains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, fucking 15. That is a lot. I'm glad I'm not including all of these in the color mana book. Thank you, Tally Timer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Jesus. Twilight Domain. Everyone's favorite Spelljammer subclass. Tempest Domain. I will not be finishing this today. I can assure you of that. Nature Domain. Light, life, knowledge. Grave Domain. Forge Domain. Death Domain. Death Domain. Arcane Domain. Did I miscount? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ah, yeah, it was only 14. Cool. So we have 10 that are Forsaken, and we have 4 that actually made the PH. So let's create a little bit more extra space here. Three, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. There you go. All right, so let's start at the beginning. We don't need to be in the Forsaken subclasses right now. We want to be in the official 2024 subclasses for now. We'll clean up the clerics. We'll do the clerics, and we'll do the rest of the Forsaken subclasses on other days. Like the idea of trying to deal with it through meditation. Coolio. Thanks. Thanks a lot. That's how. Honestly, that's how I do a lot of my healing. And the more time I spend with my breath, breathing into where my wounds are at, and I let the air sit there, and then when I expel my breath, I can feel it pulling all of the poison, gunk, and pain out of the wounds, and I get to contemplate it and greet it and thank it and ask for forgiveness of it as it exits my body. And then I breathe in again and I fill up that space again. And a lot of times the space changes with each breath. It's not unusual, and I'll do this at bedtime. So when I lay down to go to sleep, I'll start this meditation process. And if it wants my attention, I stay awake for however long necessary that I can sustain this effect and build that relationship with the pain. And so that I can appreciate it and empathize with it, and so it feels more comfortable with me and my own body, and the whole complex relaxes. Or I pass out. I breathe deep into the wounds and it just knocks me out. I'm just out like a fucking light. So if I need to be awake, aware, and attentive, I stay awake and attentive, because the experience of that deep breath meditation is honestly very euphoric and relaxing, and it's a welcome experience in my life. I appreciate the opportunity to slow down and explore my inner space like that. If it knocks me out, then it doesn't need to be explored, and I'm allowed a deep night's sleep. So it's an effective. Emotions work this way too. Not only do physical pain in my body, but your emotions sit inside your body as well. Typically, when you're having a negative emotion, it starts locking up a piece of your body. It starts pulling on the muscles and creating tension in that spot. That emotional space can be breathed into as well and expelled and released, because it's the emotion that's a chemical and electrical response to ideas that you have that aren't real. It's just a reaction to things that are triggering you. The body is responding to pain, trauma that is experienced, and it's having a physical effect on you, versus emotional trauma. It also has a physical effect on you, but it's different. So, but both of them can be treated through self-attention, meditation, and breathing. Not to forgo going to a doctor or anything. I've spent years at acupuncture and physical therapy and massage and chiropractic to try to repair my injuries. But to a certain point, all that stuff does is just aligns your body so that there's as little turbulence as necessary for it to go through its own healing process. We don't heal bodies. The body heals itself. And all of our science, techniques, and ideas just go towards, is this giving my body more tools to heal itself, or am I further damaging the body, or is this not having any kind of effect? So under that sense, anything that you feel compelled to go out to meet with a professional to help resolve, they're just providing you with tools that your body can start to understand. It's like, oh, if I do this for myself, I'll heal. And so that's kind of where that process goes through. And you can then run on that. I can run on that myself until I start hitting a wall, and then it's time for me to go visit a specialist. Like, hey, I've been doing this thing, and now I have this experience right here that's locked up. Can you help me unlock this? And once they start helping me unlock it, I can, if my body gets it, it can carry that on. So, and I've made a lot of progress in my body over the years as a result of that. I sometimes wonder if I enjoy the process so much that if it prevents me from fully healing or not. But that's just blaming the victim, isn't it? Anyway, back on task. Life domain. Let's get after it. Spells. 3, 3, 3, 16. 3, 3, 3, 6, 17. Okay, so we're going to go... Let's just grab this. And then let's drop down here. Past all this mess. Oh my god, just give me the thing. Thank you. Oh my god, give me the thing. Go back up here. Life domain spells. When you reach a cleric level, in the life spells table, you thereafter always have the list of spells prepared, and you can cast them. Spells table, you thereafter always have the list of spells prepared, and you can cast them. Period. Spells prepared. Blip that. Blip that. Blip that. flip that. Let's go here. Life domain, light domain. Trickery domain. Trickery spell list. Something like that. War domain spells. In the war spells table. War cleric. War. Trickery. Life. Light. No, this should be light. Life. Cool. Okay, great. So we have the scaffolding set up. Let's start filling in the gaps. Burning hands. What? Light domain. Okay. Can't deny it. It's pretty cool. Burning hands. Fairy fire. Scorching ray. Oh, this is the fucking light list. See invisible. Come on, Kearney. Straighten up, fly right. There you go. Aid, bless, cure, lesser. Okay. Aid, bless, cure, wounds, lesser, restoration. I'm picking up what you're putting down, man. Thanks. Hey, cool. Glad to hear it, Steve. Sorry, I'm really disjointed in the conversation. It's probably my biggest weakness on the channel. That and just endless pontification. Mass healing word, revivify. Wait, we still have cure mass wounds, right? The fuck is wrong with you, son? There it is. Good. It exists. My eyes are crossing. There it is. Not good. I'm seeing double on everything. Not good. I'm seeing double. That's new. Hold on. I need to read something real quick. I need to read something that's not on the screen. Just to look at my vision. Well, my vision is officially worse than before. Like 2200 wasn't bad enough. Now I have things that are out of focus in 2200. Even better. Cool. I'm deteriorating before your eyes, folks. Pardon the pun. I can still read enough just to be able to move forward though, but it's something I'm observing. Not happy about that, Bob. Not happy. Disciple of Life. Let's get this shit figured out so I can live my life. Life spells. 4th level. There we go. Aura of Life, Death Ward. Makes sense. I think I'm just tired. Because it wasn't like this morning. I think I'm just fatigued. Greater Restoration. Let's try an experiment real quick. Yeah, I'm just getting tired. That's what it is. Cool. Mischief managed. Okay, we got those locked down. Disciple of Life. And then Preserve Life. Cool. Let's go. Let's go fish. Disciple of Life. Preserve Life. Blessed Healer and Supreme Healing. This shouldn't take long. When a spell you cast, when you expend mana to cast a spell, when you expend mana to cast a spell that restores hit points to a creature, that creature regains additional hit points on the turn. What? Oh. When you expend mana to cast a spell that restores hit points to a creature, that creature gains additional hit points. This seems like unnecessary additional text. Equal to 2 plus the spell plus the amount of mana expended. When you expend mana to cast a spell that restores hit points to a creature, that creature regains additional hit points equal to 2 plus the amount of mana expended. Perfect. Easy peasy. Copy. Paste. Pop, pop. And this feels like it's going to be a Channel Divinity feature. As a magic action, you present your holy symbol and expend a use of your Channel Divinity. Beep. To evoke healing energy that can restore a number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level. Choose bloodied creatures within 30 feet of yourself, which can include you, and divide those hit points among them. This feature can restore a creature to no more than half its hit point maximum. Okay, and you can regain the use of your Channel Divinity by expending 2 mana. 6. Blessed Healer. Thank you, Timely Timer. 20 minutes on the block. I suspect I have maybe a half hour left on stream today for us to finish up these subclasses. And then tomorrow at lunch, when we come back, we'll work on probably another 2 of them. Where'd it go? There we are. Hi. Yeah, we'll probably be able to finish 2 subclasses tomorrow. And then probably, maybe we'll be able to finish off the rest of them on Thursday. If not, then by Friday. And then that means, since there's so many subclasses, I didn't take into account how many fucking subclasses there were. That means that we're going to punt Bard to Monday. And once we get done with that, I think we need to revisit the Warlock. And then we should have all... Yeah, I think the Warlock's missing some subclass stuff. But at that point, I think we have everything finished out. So Monday and Tuesday, we should be able to finish out the Bard. Thursday and Friday next week, we'll have the subclasses for Warlock finished. And then, since we'll have everything that we need cataloged for the book, we can stop doing class design and we can switch over and start looking at the combat mechanics and rules of engagement for Strixhaven's Mage Tower sport. So that's where we're going to we're playtesting the Mega Dungeon using the martial power system and the color mana stuff. We're doing that through 10th level, and once we get to 10th level, we're going to stop Mega Dungeon and we're going to switch to playing Mage Tower in 3v3 teams, either 3 players and the DM running a team, or 2 teams of 3 players each, with the DM just being a referee. And we're going to run that at 11th level, 13th level, 15th level, 17th level, 19th level, and 20th level. And if the Strixhaven rules go well, then I'll publish the Strixhaven rules as its own thing, and then we'll have the martial powers feed into it. Cool. All right. And Supreme Healing. When you would normally roll 1 or more dice to restore hit points to a creature with a spell or channel divinity, don't roll those dice for the healing. Instead, use the highest number possible for each. When you would normally roll 1 or more dice to restore hit points to a creature with a spell or channel divinity, when you would normally roll 1 or more dice to restore hit points to a creature with a spell or channel divinity, they regain instead of rolling, the result is automatically is always the maximum amount possible. Period. Like domain. It's not the best language, but it's the language that we're using, and it's certainly less verbose. Like domain, radiance, warding flare. Let's look at Radiance of the Dawn is like. Oh, interesting. Let's go fetch. Such a weird gap to have nothing from level 6 to 17. It just feels so empty, you know? Warding Flare. And Radiance of the Dawn. 1, 2, 3. Radiance of the Dawn. One, two, buckle shoe. Six. Radiance of Dawn. As a magic action, you present your holy symbol and expend a use of your channel divinity feature to emit a flash of light and a 30-foot emanation originating from yourself. Any magical darkness, such as that created by the darkness spell in that area, is dispelled. Initially, as a magic action, additionally, each creature of your choice in that area must make a Constitution saving throw, taking radiant damage equal to 2d10. Plus your cleric level on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Additionally, each creature of your choice, which could be 0. And then Warding Flare. All expended uses when you finish the long rest, and you can regain 1 use by expending 2 mana. No action required. When a creature that you can see within 30 feet of yourself makes an attack roll, you can take a reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll, causing light to flare before it hits or misses. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your... When a creature that you can see within 30 feet of yourself makes an attack roll, you can take a reaction to impose disadvantages on the attack roll, causing light to flare. Cool. 1, 2. Level 6 feature is called Improved Warding Flare. Sure thing, boss. Improved Warding Flare. Grab it. You regain all expended uses of your Warding Flare when you finish a short or long rest. In addition, whenever you use Warding Flare, you can give the target of the triggered attack a number of temporary hit points equal to 2d6 plus your Wisdom modifier. Minimum of +1. For some reason, they choose to use that sometimes and not others. I don't know why. Good pop. All right, we can kick this out of the way. One, two, boop. Corona of Light. Let's see what you are all about. Copy, paste, copy, paste. And you gain all expended uses when you finish the long rest. Chaka, chaka, chaka. Chaka, chaka. As a magic action, you cause yourself to emit an aura of sunlight that lasts for 1 minute or until you dismiss it. No action required. You emit bright light in a 60-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. Your enemies in the bright light have disadvantage on saving throws against your Radiance of the Dawn and any spell that deals fire or radiant damage. Okay. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your Wisdom modifier, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. As a magic action, you cause yourself to emit an aura of sunlight, disadvantage on saving throws against your Radiance Dawn. You can use this feature a number of times. Finish a long rest. You can regain 1 use by expending 2 mana, no action required. It's such a minor effect that it doesn't warrant more than 2 mana, even though it's 17th level. Because you get them generally when you get multiple uses based off an ability score, you're generally safe, unless there's some sort of crazy kicker, you're generally safe at leaving it at 2 mana to be able to regain a use of it. Your character's going to have 80 mana at 20th level. By the time they get to 17th level, they're going to have 66 mana-ish. So they can do this a ton of times, but it doesn't have much benefit. And they have to trigger an effect of their Channel Divinity, which also costs 2 mana to gain extra uses of. So it kind of stacks onto itself. It ended up being 4 points to use this feature on top of the Channel Divinity itself already. So it's a good stacking effect. What's up? Well, hey, JMO. 5e to Pathfinder 2 conversion, you say? No, I mean, not really. I am converting to the color magic. I have the 5e 14. This is 2024. D&D rules that were taking the 2014 subclasses that weren't upgraded to 2024. We're upgrading them to 2024, but on top of that, we're also updating the color mana spell point variant rules, the Magic the Gathering color magic system. And if you aren't familiar with that, if you are an MTG fan, then if you click this link here, since Wizards of the Coast owns both D&D and Magic the Gathering, they've created a number of MTG settings to run inside of the 5e game space. And we've created a series of books that converts the 8 schools of magic and the fantasy and spell slot system into a color mana system. And all of these books have free previews, but they're all also built on 2014 rules. So not only has my skills in creating books improved quite a bit since 2018 when I started releasing these books, but I've used the color mana system in 3 campaigns from level 1 to 20. And we've picked up a few extra tricks and ideas about it. But the entire book is here available for free preview. You could technically, I guess, I don't know how well you could use this as a Pathfinder 2, because their action economy is a little wonky with their 3 point system as opposed to action, bonus action. But it could probably transfer over. But this is the basic model here, looking at like dividing up colors. How does color magic work inside of your game space? How do you narrate it? How does the mana pool system work? The different levels of magic that you can cast. Some very basic subclass feature redesign. Like this is the core mechanics, like the bare minimum needed to convert stuff. And then if you, again, are an MTG fan, if you go up here to the revised 5 color mana spell point list, it's a pay what you want book. So, grab it for free if you want. But it outlines all the basic mechanics inside the 5e game engine for how the 5 color system works, the 5 colors of white, blue, black, red, green. Here's some basic tenets or like aspects of magic, like white magic generally represents like divinity, healing, light, protection, restraint. While say red magic is aggression, earth, emotion, energy, impulse, fire. Black is control, entropy, fear, soul, blah. And then we have the 10 damage types. So there's BPS, the bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage, which unto itself don't have any color identity, but the 10 types of energy damage that exist inside the 5e game engine conveniently split up into the 5 colors with 4 per color. It's like acid and MTG cards is traditionally linked to stuff that's either black or green creatures in D&D. Cold damage on the magic cards are generally tracking the stuff that's white, blue, and green inside of D&D. Fire is red, lightning is red. Force damage is white, blue, and red. Poison, black and green, just like the acid is black. Like these are natural energy types like that creatures and plants have, acid and poison. So black and green corresponds accordingly. Radiant, white only, as opposed to necrotic, which is black only. There's balance there. And then thunder damage is blue, red, and green. So for nature effects, like Gruul, Naya type energy stuff. So the entire game can get converted into the color mana system. And on top of that, the martial powers document that we're currently working inside of also converts all the martial characters of the barbarian, the fighter, the monk, the rogue, as well as the ranger, paladin, and artificer to, looks like there we go, updated. All of these, as well as the artificer, and we also made some rules for the warlocks to have this mana point system so that all... fine, whatever. So the mana system, all 13 classes in the D&D game engine can then use the same mana system on top of the color mana system. So if you're running MTG style games like in Ravnica, Theros, Strixhaven, or Innistrad, or you know, Zendikar, or Dominaria, wherever it is that you decide to play, all 13 characters can use the same color mana system for class features and spell casting. And of course, the martial power system is like Book of the Nine Swords from 3rd edition D&D, or martial powers from 4th edition, where it's a completely alternate magic system that generates mana both out of a mana pool as well as by sacrificing action economy during your turn. So I guess in Pathfinder 2, like with a 3 action economy, like you can make 1 attack and then sacrifice 2 actions to generate mana to power a strike power or condition effect, like a spell-like effect, on that hit if you hit. So you can sacrifice actions, like in D&D, you've got actions, bonus actions, movements, and reactions. You can sacrifice attacks from your attack actions to generate mana. And you can sacrifice your bonus action to gain mana. That increases as you gain levels. You can sacrifice your movement to generate 1 point of mana if you don't choose to move at all. There you go. So you could, like a 17th level, like a 20th level fighter that has 4 attacks, could sacrifice 3 of those attacks, could also sacrifice bonus action and movement and generate 7 points of mana for free that turn to be able to trigger whatever effect it is that you're trying to... I mean, 7 is going... You can't clock more than 7 mana on a... more than 5 mana per action at 17th level plus. So... you generate 7 mana, you can spend 2 of that mana to improve your attack roll on that 1 attack, with 5 mana being left over for you to juice up a strike power to deal like an extra 5 dice worth of damage plus some sort of nasty high level, like banish something or kill it outright or whatever, depending on what the effect is. So super fun stuff, like punt something 50 feet or however you choose to deal with it. That's the mana system in like a super fast crash course, like breakneck speed. There's a bunch of rules about like changing how concentration works, simplifying duration so that it's either instant concentration or persistent, and simplifying the mechanics that go on with that, along with changing how you determine concentration. You tap mana to maintain concentration on multiple spells. There's a lot of really neat stuff that's baked inside of here that works incredibly well and is both generous while exceptionally cruel the spellcasters at the same time. You let them do a lot, but you punish them heavy if they screw up in what they're doing. So super fun stuff. If you think it's interesting, again, these books are all free preview. Be welcome to check them out. And again, the link to them is here in my descriptions. Just Martial Power Playtest doc. That's where all the rules that we're currently working on are, and the books that are already published is here on the DMsGuild. Here, there you go. All right, back in it. Let's see. We're looking at light. We need to fill in the spells. That's right. Light spells. What you got? Burning Flare approved. As a magic. There we go. As a magic action, you present your holy symbol. Expend use of your channel base. As a feature, darkness. Blah blah. That worked. Radiance of Dawn. Coronal Light. As a magic action, you cause yourself to emit aura. 60 foot, 30 feet. You can use, and right, 2 mana to regain it because it's a number of ability points per blah. Let's grab up our spells, which are already listed for us. Daylight, Fireball. Arcane Eye, Wall of Fire. And Flame Strike. Resolved. Resolved. Thank you, Timely Timer. That's my 20-minute timer to make sure we stay on track. Good job. 2 subclasses to go, and then we'll start doing these are the 2024. We're just making sure everything's fleshed out properly. And then when we come back at lunch tomorrow to continue work on this, we'll start working on the 11 domain subclasses that hadn't been updated for the 2024 book. Just to be thorough. Because we don't half-ass anything here. Give me your spells. Charm Person. Of course. Disguise Self, also of course. Invisibility, makes sense. Pass without. If it's more than 4 letters long, the prepositional phrase is capitalized in titles. 5, Hypnotic Pattern on detection. This is all very intuitive so far. Confusion. Dimension. Door. That one's only so-so. I would have gone with Blink instead myself, but it's a 4th level instead of 30. Can't do that. Dominate Person. Also makes a ton of sense. Modify Memory. Definitely makes sense. Very tailored. I like that. Let's grab up some features then. Trickery, Invoke Duplicity, Blessing of the Trickster. Let's just grab the whole block. And let's rename everything real quick. Blessing of the Trickster. Invoke Duplicity. Trickery Domain. Trickster's Transposition. And improve duplicity, of course. How are we doing? 7:30? Yeah, looks like we're going to finish at 8 o'clock as intended. So this is working out really nicely. Blessing of the Trickster. Let's check all this shit out and make it happen. So we'll cutty pasty, and then we change the language as necessary to comply with the 2024 mechanics, and we reword it so it's less verbose, because generally you can without harming the language. As a magic action, you can choose yourself or a willing creature within 30 feet of yourself to have advantage on dexterity stealth checks. This blessing lasts until you finish a long rest, or you use this feature again. My chair is super squeaky right now. It's kind of pissing me off. I might have to tighten the bolts down. Oh, there's a lot going on here. There it is. Spend the use of your channel divinity. Jesus, what a block. What a block of text. As a bonus action, you can expend 1 use of your channel divinity to create a perfect illusion of yourself in an unoccupied space that you can see within 30 feet of yourself. The illusion is intangible and doesn't occupy its space. It lasts for 1 minute, but it ends early if you dismiss it, no action required, or have the incapacitated condition. The illusion is animated and mimics your expressions and gestures. While it persists, you can gain the following benefits. Cast spells. You can cast spells as though they were in illusion space, but you must use your own senses. Distract. When both you and your illusion are within 5 feet of a creature that can see the illusion, you have advantage on attack rolls against the creature, given how distracting the illusion is to the target. I don't need your flavor text, but thank you. Move. As a bonus action, you can move the illusion up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see. That is within 120 feet of yourself. That's just fine. Yeah, I'm good with that. Trickster's Transposition. Bloop. Whenever you take the bonus action to create or move the illusion of your invoked duplicity, you can teleport, swapping places with the illusion. I love that. That's such a great ability. That's so awesome. And improve duplicity. Copy. Paste. Pop, 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 pop. The illusion of your invoked duplicity has grown more powerful in the following ways. Shared distraction. There's a distinct lack of formatting consistency on D&D Beyond involving how they're structuring subclasses and the language that they're using. Shared distraction. When you and your ally make the attack roll against a creature within 5 feet of the illusion, the attack roll will have advantage. When the illusion ends, you or a creature of your choice within 5 feet of it regain a number of hit points equal to your cleric level. So good. That's so good. All right, but that resolves it. So, good to go? 1, 2, 3. Bloop. Good. So let's grab up a bunch of this stuff here. And 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Blip. Level 17. Level 6, 3, 3. Almost done. Stay on target. Fucking Guiding Bolt, dude. That spell. Guiding Bolt is insane. It is by far the strongest. Using a mana system, Guiding Bolt is by far the strongest spell in the game. It's 4d6 radiant damage plus grant advantage on the next attack roll to whomever makes it against that target that got lit. It's really good because the mana system, it's only 1 spell point per level, and you get a fuck ton of level. You get a fuck ton of spell points by 20th level, like 80 to 100 depending on your class. And you can pop off a first level spell for 1 point each. That is a micro fuck ton of radiant damage that you're dealing. It's a bit OP, but I haven't changed it yet because honestly, it feels really good to use it. It feels as good to use it as a lightning bolt or a fireball. It does. It's just satisfying. So I haven't changed it yet. Guiding bolt. Magic weapon. Spiritual weapon. 5 is Crusader's Mantle. Spirit. Guardians. Fire Shield. Freedom of movement. Hold Monster. Steel, Wind, Strike. God, these are some strong fucking spells, dude. These are some good spell selection. We're eating good. War Priest, Guided Strike. There it is. War Priest, Guided Strike. Copy. When you or a creature within 30 feet of you misses with an attack roll, you can expend 1 use of your Channel Divinity and give that roll a +10 bonus, potentially causing it to hit. When you use this feature to benefit another creature's attack roll, you must take a reaction to do so. Not bad. It's only 2 mana per Channel Divinity. When you expend it, when you use your Channel Divinity feature, it only costs 2 mana to use a Channel Divinity feature. So it's pretty fucking cheap. So with Guiding Bolt, I can spend 1 mana, then I can spend a Channel Divinity feature. If I've already burned out, I'm going to use 3 mana. So for 3 mana, I can get a +10 bonus to my attack roll to deal 46 radiant damage and gain advantage on the next attack roll, which I could also use a +10 bonus as a per usage of Channel Divinity. So for 3 mana, I get a +10 to hit. If I'm chaining them, it's advantage, 46 radiant damage. It's pretty fucking strong. Pretty strong. More priest. As a bonus that. There. We're consolidating all this so you don't have to hunt through multiple books to get answers. We just want to consolidate the information here. So that's easy. So it's easily referenced, and then once we start rebuilding the books, we'll parse out the data as necessary to fill in, to basically fill in the book as needed. And okay, good. So let's see. War Priest, that's good. As a bonus action, you can make 1 attack with a weapon or an unarmed strike. You can use this bonus action a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier. You regain all expended uses when you finish a short or long rest. And you can expend 2 mana to regain 1 use. No action required. This could arguably be a 1 mana feature, but we generally don't parse out. We don't hand out subclass options for 1 mana. It's generally 2 to 5 mana. Just depends on the level and the relative power of it. Come on, buddy. There we go. War God's Blessing. Hey, we're almost done for the day. Did I do this already? Yes, I did. So let's just look at how it was. You can expend a use of your Channel Divinity to cast Shield of Faith or Spiritual Weapon rather than expending mana. When you cast either spell in this way, the spell doesn't require concentration. Instead, the spell becomes persistent, but it ends early if you cast that spell again. Have the incapacitated condition or die. Shield of Faith, Spiritual Weapon. Nice. Okay. It's kind of a 6 or half dozen, one or the other. It doesn't really matter. But it's the extra step of having. I mean, you can gain mana on the fly. So basically, once you've burned through all your divine, all your Channel Divinity, this really just doesn't matter anymore. Or you can just spend 2 mana, whatever. It's Anyway, it's just a 2nd level spell, and having a Shield of Faith and Spiritual Weapon floating around with you doesn't hurt anything. Avatar of Battle. Boop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clerics gain all their subclass features with the below modifications. Period. We're going to pick up. What time is it? Yeah, it's 7:45. I've got like 5 minutes left on my block. I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. When we come back tomorrow at lunchtime, it'll probably be like around 2 o'clock Seattle time, which will be 5 p.m. Eastern time or whenever around the world. We'll definitely knock down the Arcane domain. We'll probably clear the Death domain. We might get into the Forge domain. So 1, 2, 3 on Tuesday. We can probably get through. How many did we do today? We did 4, 8. We did 8 subclasses today. So that means that if we get through at least 2 of them tomorrow at lunch, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could potentially get through all 8 on Thursday. And then that means on Friday lunch, when we come back, we can start updating the Bard 2024 to the color mana system. And then Monday next week, we'll be able to update the Forsaken subclasses from 2014 that have not been updated to 2024 for the Bard. Update those to 2024 plus the mana mechanics. I assume that's going to take through Tuesday, potentially spilling into Thursday. Once we do, we have Warlock, Forsaken subclasses to update, and then I believe all 13 classes have all of their stuff done. So we should have that all resolved maybe by Friday next week. Probably. And then we'll start working on Strixhaven. So far so good, guys. If you think this stuff is cool, again, we do artwork for the books that I create Monday through Friday in the morning. And then at lunchtime on Tuesdays and Thursdays, including tomorrow, and Mondays and Thursday nights, including today, we do game design. The color mana system is our current focus. Bashing campaigns was our focus prior to this. We've been running the Martial Powers playtest on my Discord channel, which is linked down below, along with all my books if you want to check them out. Join my Patreon, Discord channel, pick up some of my books if you think they're valuable. Throw me a line, say hey. Like, subscribe, share, blah, and I'm out of here. I will catch up with you guys in the morning. So, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for the new faces that have shown up. And seriously, ask me anything. This stuff is a ton of fun. I hope you, if you're an MTG D&D fan like I am, this should be like right up your alley. So, I'll see you guys in the future. Cheers.